Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and holy moly, it's August. The further it gets into the year, the more my heart starts to pick up because the wedding is quickly approaching, so I am doing my best to film in advance to make it as easy on myself the closer it gets. But today I am sharing some of my favorite things from the month of July, from entertainment, some books, clothing, and a recipe. I don't have a ton of things to hold up, but I will have some clips put in of some of the things as well, and then pictures over here. So without further ado, let's get started. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my list, because otherwise I won't remember anything. So the first thing in entertainment is The Incredibles 2. I went to go see this, I think in technically still June, but I had so many favorites, entertainment favorites from June, that I had to push it to July, but I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge Sophia Bush fan, so the fact that she was in that, the second I heard her voice, I was like, she's Void. Well, I knew she was Void, but before the character got introduced. But I really liked it. I feel like it was a little predictable, but I feel like that is more a result of so many superhero movies being out now, whereas when the original Incredibles came out, it was fairly uncommon. I will admit that I actually have mentioned The Incredibles on a favorites before, but I will admit that when I first saw The Incredibles, I didn't like it. When it first came out, and now I really like it. So I was really happy with the second one, and it was cool to revisit those characters and just see a bit more of the story, especially with Jack. It was really good. Next is another Disney superhero movie. Ethan and I went to go see AntMan and the Wasp, actually on our anniversary. We got one of those new theaters that's the VIP, where you reserve your seats, and it's 19 plus, so you can order a drink, which we didn't, but we got food in our seats and it was awesome. But Paul Rudd is my favorite. I love him, and I could watch him in a movie, doesn't matter what movie. But I think his sense of humor leads itself, I think he's perfect for that role, lends itself well to the Ant-Man movies. I don't remember 100% the first one, so I was am I gonna miss stuff? But it was really good, and I really liked it, and it was cool to see all the actors that were in it. And if you are a Marvel fan, go see it. And then it lends itself to another movie. I won't say specifically what movie, because then that's a bit of a spoiler for the end, but it lends itself to another movie in the Marvel universe, which I can't even keep track with and keep up to date with, because it's big, it's crazy. Okay, next is a new TV show that I've been watching. Well, it's The Amazing Race Canada, so I have watched a season before, but I kind of go in and out, but this season we caught it right when it was starting, so I'm trying to keep with it all the way through. I used to watch The Amazing Race, just the regular one, all the time. I remember when they did the family one, and I was in love with one of the sons of the family, and I just love The Amazing Race. I love the challenges, to be oh, I do this one, Ethan, you do this one, and oh my god, but there was a snake one, and I was nope, I'd be over there, you'd be doing it by yourself. Yep. So I've been really enjoying that, and it's cool that this is the Heroes edition, so they're all people that are considered heroes, which is really cool and really inspiring, and I just love it. It always makes me want to apply or something, but I like watching it. And then the season of the American version is rumored to have Survivor people in it, so I will probably watch that when that comes on, I think in the fall. And then the last entertainment is another TV show that's new that I started watching. It's Sharp Objects on HBO, so it's based on the Gillian Flynn novel that I read last May. The only reason I know specifically last May is because I was on vacation and it was one of like the 3 books that I read while I was on vacation. But it is very dark, but it has Amy Adams in it, and she is amazing. I'm almost gonna knock my notebook over. But it is very dark, very creepy, and it's on from like 9 until 10, and then I'm like winding down, so I'm like, I need to watch something a little bit happier before I fall asleep, because it is pretty dark. It's funny because like I have read the book, so I do know what happens, and I remember like some parts of it, but I also don't remember other parts, so it's like I'm like watching it, well, I'm watching it for the first time, but it's like I'm reading it for the first time again and like reliving it, that I almost wish I read it closer to, so that I could like kind of know what's going on, because I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to like scary, creepy stuff, so but I'm really enjoying it, and my boss is watching it as well, so we talk about it every week. Next is books. I read 3 books in July, so I've actually met my goal of reading 13 books this year. I set the bar very low because I'm getting married, that I didn't know how much I would be able to read, but I've really enjoyed like having it as part of my routine, like at the end of the night, just winding down reading instead of watching TV, with the exception of Sharp Objects. So I finished the Selection series by Kira Cass. I read the last 2, The Heir and the Crown. So the first 3 books are from the perspective of one person who takes part in the selection, and then the second 2 jump forward in time, and it's whoever is picked as the selected, and their like children, their daughter specifically. She then takes part in a selection herself to find a husband, and it was interesting. I didn't know how much I was gonna like it, just because it wasn't from the perspective of the same character, but it was cool to see how they'd grown. And then there were other characters that were in the first 3 that you got to see like how their life turned out, which was really cool. And then the first one of those 2, The Heir, ended on a cliffhanger, so I was like, I need to read the next one. So both of those were really good. And then the 3rd book is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, which my boss lent to me, and I read in about a week. Very dark, very creepy. Kind of reminded me of like The Woman in Cabin 10, and then it talks about a lot of like black and white movies, and then like Rear Window, which I haven't seen. I need to like watch some classic movies, but older films, that it was creepy but really good, and I flew through it. Next is clothing, which I only have one thing to hold up for you. The second thing I will find and put a clip in, or the first thing, the other thing. So the first thing is a sweater from Old Navy. I'm gonna try and find it online. When I just looked quickly before filming this, I didn't see it, so it might not be available, but I'll put it in anyways. It's a very lightweight sweater. I'm cold all the time, and my room is in the basement, so like I wish I had a blanket on my legs right now. So it's nice to have a light sweater that like keeps me warm without being too hot. So I've enjoyed putting that on just to keep me a little bit warm in summer, because I don't want to be wearing like a thick sweatshirt in summer. And then the second I have here, it's a bathing suit from the company Cupshe. I think that's how you say it. So I've heard like kind of hit or miss things about it. So this is the top, and then this is the bottom. I've heard hit or miss things about just the company, like buying directly from them. Sometimes like orders get lost, or just like they're not the most reliable, but I actually got this through Amazon, so I would suggest doing that if you like their bathing suits. Sorry, I was just looking at the screen because I forgot the camera was there. I would suggest going through Amazon, just because there's like buyer protection with Amazon, that if anything were to go wrong, you would most likely be able to get your money back, whereas if you're going directly through the website, you never know. So I have 3 of their bathing suits now, but that one's cute. I remember like searching on Pinterest a while ago for like cute bathing suits, and like it was a name that just kept coming up and up and up and up. So I thought I would check them out. They're fairly reasonably priced. I haven't bought a bathing suit in a while, so now I'm like good to go. I have 3 and I'm all set for Hawaii in November, which is one of the places I'm going to on my honeymoon. If you've missed that announcement post and video, I will put a link up there for you. But I'm excited to wear them, and they're comfortable and they fit really nice. I like that the bottoms are a little bit high-waisted, so I don't feel like I'm wearing like an itty-bitty, like just gives me a little bit more coverage, makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, go check them out on Amazon. I'll have it linked in the coordinating blog post, and the coordinating blog post will be linked below. Last is a recipe. So actually my boss gave me this recipe as well. It's like a protein pancake. So I'll put in a clip of me making it, but basically it's a 1/4 cup of oats, a 1/2 cup of liquid egg whites, 2 tablespoons of PB2, which is like a peanut butter powder that you can add water to make a peanut butter, but it takes all the fat out of it, and then a tablespoon of applesauce, and you just blend that all together and then pour it right into the pan and then flip it. I usually have peanut butter and chopped up banana, so it's 21-day fix friendly, which I'm doing right now, and I will definitely post about in the future. But I've been having it for probably a couple months now. The texture was it's like a little like spongy, and I'm kind of weird with texture, so I was a little thrown off at first, but having it with the banana and the peanut butter helped. I just tried it with syrup at first and I was like, no. But it took a little bit of getting used to, but now I like look forward to it for breakfast in the morning. And it's a little bit faster than what I was making previously. But yeah, those are all of my favorites from the month of July. Let me know what you enjoyed in the month of July in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.